Patterson. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and here to talk about James Miller.
How do you know James Miller?
Well, we grew up in the same neighborhood since we were children. Basically, we were just like neighborhood friends. His first cousin was my first girlfriend, so we really got close then. He was always overweight. He was always one of those guys, you know, the last guy you pick on the football team or the basketball team, so he was a little inverted when we were young. He came from a single parent, his mother, and at that time it was almost taboo, you know, and it was, I guess that it might have had something to do with his, with the way he was when we were young. Anyway.
So tell me where you guys grew up in, what part of the city?
Well, South Los Angeles, you might even call it Watts. We were like, I say, a stone's throw from the Jordan Down projects, right down the street from the Jordan Down projects.
What's the nearest intersection?
Major intersection, I guess, would be Firestone and Alameda, or you could say Century and Alameda if you're looking at major cross streets. But I lived on 92nd, and he lived closer to 95th in a street named Kelmeyer Street.
The home of Big James Miller growing up.
This was a stronghold of the Alley Bishops right here, Kelmeyer Street. We all hung out in these apartments right here. The stronghold of the Alley Bishops back in 1973.
What elementary school did you guys go to?
92nd Street School.
And about what grade was you in when you met him?
Maybe the 5th. But back in the day, we had A and B. We was in the A5, he was in the B5, so he was like right behind us. But then they converted to 2 and just made it 1, and so he fell a whole year behind us at that point.
Did you guys attend junior high school together?
For a while, see what happened is, I was gonna get to that anyway. He moved with his father and in junior high school. And that's when he went through almost, I guess you could call it a, what is that, like the whole go through? Metamorphosis. Because he came back, he left like a little fat boy, and he came back like Hercules. He was like what a woman might call Adonis. He had got tall, he was walking around like this, and he came back with vengeance in his heart too. Everybody who had teased him when we were younger, he made sure they knew that he was like being bullied. He came back as the bully, if you understand my saying. He wasn't being bullied no more.
Was he a part of any gangs when you guys was coming up?
Not at our younger age, but when he came back when we was about 16, 17, I guess we was about 15 or 16 in there somewhere. And he had got affiliated with a gang called the Harlem Crips. And he was the warlord.
What junior high school was that he went to?
Dorsey. He went to Dorsey High School.
No, junior high school.
Junior high school? I think he went to Drew for a while. But then when he moved with his father, he went to whatever junior high school that's out that way. I can't think of the name of it right now. The summer of '69 or the fall of '69, whatever, the whole campus became splintered when they had different cliques. They had the Kitchen Crips, they had Avenue.
Did you know Raymond Washington?
Yes, I knew Raymond Washington. I knew Stanley Williams too. I knew Jamel Barnes. He became a Hercules almost over summer one year. He came back, you know, and I think they was calling him Samson or something. He was so big. He couldn't even wear regular clothes no more. He had got so big.
Now these Kitchen Crips, do you know who started them or who was leading them back then?
No, actually I don't, because people say it was people that I wouldn't even expect to be a Crip, like a little friend of mine named Danny Bryan, and what was this other guy's name? Eric Williams. These guys I went to school with, and in class, I never noticed anything about them, notorious or nefarious. But evidently.
Yeah, you just seen everybody as equal kids back
because,
then.
I had a protector. I had Jimmy Lavender, and Claudie Clay, and I was in the band, so I was in the band, and I was there in the album at school. I think they said I was the craziest person in school or something because, I just like to have fun with people. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of hands off on me. They didn't mess with me. They knew my background. And my best buddy, they used to even call me his shadow name was Edwin Brooks. And we was knowing each other since kindergarten on, And he was with the Bishops also. And he wasn't nobody to be playing with either, so.
But then he ended up at Dorsey High School?
Yeah, he was at Dorsey High School, but he became awfully good in football also. So back in the day, people don't know about this, but coaches would actually recruit you to go to another school. So in his junior year, he was going to Dorsey, and Manual Arts coach seen how good he was and actually recruited him to go to Manual Arts.
So when he was through junior high and high school, he was still coming back to the neighborhood?
Yes, because his mother lived there, but his father, lived, I guess we used to call it the west side of the Crenshaw district or whatever.
Was he getting into any trouble when he was a youngster?
Not really. I mean, not until, the teenage years, but not like 12 and 13, no.
I was told that's how he ended up on the west side.
Well, it could have been, but I know he ended up with his father. And I think that also changed his life also. And then when he came back, I don't know what happened to his father, but I know his mother lost the house. And they had to move to a smaller place, eventually to the projects. And that really wasn't nice. But the whole family kind of broke apart, to be honest with you.
As far as you know, did anybody ever question his affiliation with the Crips?
I don't think nobody had the nerve.
I know the Bishops was cool with him, so they probably...
Well, we all grew up together, and I don't think, they just let that one go.
Was he driving?
Well, actually, I used to drive for him for a while because he had this thing about, he did not like this other gang called Brims. So we used to go rob them. And I was the driver. I didn't, now that I'm older, it didn't make no sense to me because here we was robbing individuals for a few dollars. And we would have did the same amount of time, we would have been robbing banks. So, when you're young, you don't know what you know when you get older. Matter of fact, the Crips used to wear this hat called an AC Doocy hat. It's like a derby with a small brim. And the first time this happened with him and I, we were going somewhere and this guy was wearing an AC Doocy hat at a bus stop. And he called him over and he asked him, was he a Crip? And the guy said no. So he pulled a gun on him and took his hat and gave it to me. And he said, now, you a Crip now. And I was scared to say no. So I said, okay, I'm a Crip now. So we did a few little of those stick-ups together. But once I went by myself, me and another guy that was in this trio named Nelson Ward, who was also a good friend at the time. And we went out alone, and it didn't work that well. We got caught by the police. Actually, we was in across the street from the Hollywood Police Department. They didn't even put us in the car. We just walked to jail. And that was it for me. I said, no more. I went to McCarran Hall, and they let me go. They let me slide. They, first-time offender, and that was it for me. I quit. I'm telling you, when we were young, he was almost like I said, he was being bullied. Even though he was big, he was being picked on and bullied. So when I guess he started lifting weights or doing whatever he did, I'm quite sure he was lifting weights. I seen the man tear a telephone book in half. People don't have telephone books no more. But they were quite thick and it's almost impossible to do. It wasn't impossible for him. He was that strong.
Man, that's crazy.
I seen him make a friend of mine named Larry make breakfast for him. He ate a whole dozen eggs, a whole box of cereal, a pound of bacon, and some pancakes. And I was like, I've never seen nobody eat like this in my entire life. When he moved to the west side, he got so enthralled with the Crip people that you guys were his enemy. I mean, I don't mean to put the blame on you personally, but you know what I mean. Because, you know, y'all had flipped Cleveland, the Newell family over there, and the Walton family over there. So, you know, but no, nobody didn't mess with him, and he didn't mess with nobody. Right. You know, they just looked at each other, you know, like, it's good, you know. But he didn't ever approach, like, his childhood friends and try to do nothing. Well, a couple of them he did, because I said the people that had teased him when he was younger, he made sure that they knew that that wasn't nice, I guess you might say.
He didn't have no bishop affiliation?
Not to my knowledge, no. Never. I don't really have too much to add after around 1972, because he just disappeared off the map to me. And the next thing I heard that he was incarcerated.
When did you first remember Jamel Barnes being part of the Crips?
I guess in the 9th grade. When he came back, you know, like I said, I don't know what he did that summer. Like he took his V8, I'm for sure. But he just came back looking like a muscle man and stuff. And but he was from the Evergreen Gardens, and he was pretty much a loner for a long time, just protect himself, because he was going through a similar situation. People used to pick on him all the time. And he had got tired of that, I guess, you know, like the signified monkey. I got tired of that ass-kicking shit, so he got buffed to defend himself.
Where did you meet Tookie at?
Same place. As a matter of fact, Tookie, let me see how to put this. Tookie was going with my brother-in-law's sister. Actually, they have a baby. And believe it or not, he ain't a baby, he's 40-some years old now. His name is Damien. But anyway, he called himself Lil Tookie now on the internet. That's I guess you could say, my niece's first cousin. He's not kin to me, blood kin to me, but he's my niece's first cousin. So that's how I kind of met him. He was really all like that too, though. You know, I don't see how I could really do anything because he was so big.
Right.
But like all those guys came through. The Avenue was who? The Munson brothers, right? Craig and Robert Munson, and all those folks.
Do you know Robert Munson?
Yes.
You went to school with him?
Yes.
You went to school with all these dudes in the formative years. Huh?
Yeah, Robert robbed me for a quarter one day. I'll never forget that. And he was like 6 feet tall, and I was like 5'3". And he reached way down in my pocket and took a quarter from me. And I was like, oh boy, what's this about? I probably would have just gave it to him if he would have asked me for it.
Is Robert considered a kitchen Crip that you know of?
No, I think Robert was in the Avenue with his brother Craig. And they was, I don't know if there's a lot of distance between the Avenue and the Crips. I think it was like, I think that sect became unified at one time because they ran on off to Fremont High School, and people went to Jordan, people went to Southgate, people went to Jordan, so they split it up. Yeah, but yeah, we went to school with all those people. That's like I was telling my son, and he was amazed, but to me it was just regular. I mean, I didn't know these people was gonna be well known or, you know,
violent.
Yeah, none of that.
Changing
and still be known 45 years later.
Right.
You know, like I say, I live in a blood neighborhood right now, and they don't even know why they bloods.